Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here. I've got David Fortier here with me today. You guys know, a very famous author, done a lot of great work for many publications over the years. And I'll tell you what, we're going to be talking about a couple of products here today that I want to get his input on. We've got this Tac-Grip 9mm machine gun. Now, by the time you guys are watching this video, obviously, he's ready to talk about it, but this hasn't been released yet at the time of filming. This is 2 months out.
Sworn to secrecy here.
Sworn to secrecies. But wait a minute, we're recording a video, so how is this being secret? Okay, well, you guys know when I'm ready for you to know. But anyway, we got the little Tac-Grip 9mm machine gun here we're talking about a bit. Takes Glock mags, very cool rig. But we've also got the Hi-Lux
Micro Max B-Dot. It looks like an Aimpoint T1 or some of the copies out there, but what's kind of neat about it is that this is a really well-designed optic that's at a actually affordable price point with a whole lot of features.
Well, yeah, we were discussing some of the features earlier, and one of the features I like, because you're always getting out to the range and everybody, you know, nobody likes having to use a piece of brass and boogering up the heads on the adjustment turrets and everything like that. But you can actually reverse these little caps here that cover your windage and elevation adjustment, and then on the other end you've actually got a little built-in screwdriver. So that right there is kind of neat, you know, just to know that you've always got a tool on site that you can make adjustments to the optic with. Also, we were talking about battery life on this thing. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's actually over 6 years. Okay, not only is the battery life for it over 6 years, but they actually incorporated a spare battery compartment on it. So you've got two common CR 2032 batteries that it utilizes. Absolutely.
And also, one thing that you know, we were discussing with Tim earlier, we were talking about the reticle on this thing and the way that the dot isn't all blown out and crazy. Even on the fullest brightness settings, it doesn't really blow out and halo like some of the other optics.
It's a very, very nicely done optic. It has a 2 MOA dot on it. And one of the things that I like about it is not only does it come with the flip up covers and a kill flash, you know, just straight out of the box, but it's designed so it'll take any T1 mount. So not only does Hi-Lux offer the riser here as an accessory, but if you like, you know, brand A or brand B mount, it'll slap right onto it.
Absolutely, and I imagine too that with the low brightness settings that this optic provides, you can also use it in conjunction with, you know, night vision devices, things like that.
It is night vision compatible.
Outstanding. We may have to put that to the test at some point.
Absolutely.
You know, I tell you, we've been out here at this event, you know, and when we're filming this right now is during Big 3. You know, it's a big event where we have lots of writers and bloggers and YouTubers out. It's really been more of a writer's gig, but now we're getting more YouTubers involved. And I tell you what, it really means a lot for me, for a guy like David to come on film and talk to us today, because, you know, I'm kind of a small guy in the world, in the gun world, and, you know, it's really interesting to talk to some of these guys and just the level of experience that you have with this stuff and the attention of detail that you have when it comes to history. I know earlier, you know, I was carrying my Steyr Hahn on my hip, and everyone's like, oh, what's that old gun that Eric is carrying? But a guy like David can just go, yeah, that's that, and tell you things about it that you just wouldn't know.
On the flip side, I love you guys' videos, you know. I'm just kind of a blah, blah, blah guy from Shotgun News, and I think it's cool what you're doing. So having a chance to come out here and be with you guys and shoot with you is a lot of fun for me, and to be a chance on the channel is kind of a big deal.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot to us. You know, earlier in the year, we had Jerry Mitchellak out to the farm with us, and I was so honored to have a guy like him, because I mean, here I am as a shooter, you know, coming up, you know, as a young shooter and everything, and just checking out guys like Jerry and just how insanely skilled he is behind a gun, whether it's 3-gun or anything. I mean, the guy just picks up a gun and he's just a natural. And I tell you what, it's just so awesome to have a chance to hang out with people that I've looked up to in the gun industry for years. And you know, you're one of them, and Jerry, and it's just awesome.
One of the things about, you know, being around people like you're talking about, because it's the same for me, when you're around people that shoot a lot better than you, that's when you really learn and you get a chance to be a better shooter.
Absolutely. Well, you know, we didn't talk much about the base gun here. You know, this Tac-Grip AR, they've got a lot of really neat things going on with this thing. I mean, right out the gate, obviously the radically designed lower, very, very unique.
Yeah, and for someone like me, I'm just kind of a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I love Glocks. So having a AR style weapon that utilizes readily available Glock magazines is a big deal. I think that's kind of neat, because I've got a pile of these kicking around the house, and being able to feed the gun from it is great.
Outstanding. Yeah, I agree. And you know, there's not really a household in the U.S., in my opinion, that doesn't have a Glock 19 and pile of mags laying around.
And if they don't, then they should.
Yeah, absolutely. I am a big fan of the Glock 19 just for the fact that the modularity, being able to add aftermarket parts, additional magazines are very inexpensive and available. 9mm being very common caliber. There's aftermarket barrels and sights. Of course, you guys know the whole game there, but it really, you know, we're going to have a video coming out pretty soon, hopefully. It's going to be called Perfect Pairs. All right, and in that video, what we're going to discuss is rifles and pistols that go well together, whether because they take the same magazines, they take the same ammunition. I mean, a lot of guys don't know that you can have an M1 carbine and you can have a Ruger, you know, revolver chambered in .30 carbine.
Yep.
And that's kind of a cool thing to have. That's a perfect pair. So there's a lot of those instances where when you look at perfect pairs and you look at the way things go together, I think personally the Glock 9mm platform probably integrates into more platforms across that channel than just about anything else.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool. And they've done, you know, some really nice stuff with this, where it's just not your bread and butter AR-15 either. And one of the neat features is how they've had it set up so that you can quickly remove the handguard and change the barrel out. So if you want to run a carbine length barrel, if you want to run a short barrel, that's all easily facilitated. And just some of the small nuances that you see in the way that the receiver's machined, the way it's set up to lock in the handguard.
I love that machine trigger guard there. That's nice how all that's just machined and
how the gun shoots.
Oh yeah.
It's really smooth shooting.
All right guys, with the Hi-Lux B-Dot, there's also been a lot of rigorous testing that has been done on it. When it comes to these small red dots, they tend to not hold up too well to like extreme temperature changes, both on the hot and cold spectrum, but typically the cold spectrum is where they really fail the most, right?
Absolutely.
So what ended up happening with that? Didn't Alexander do some testing there?
What was interesting is that Hi-Lux Optics went over to someone that's really well known in the industry for trashing stuff, and that's Bill Alexander at Alexander Arms, and he actually took them and mounted them on short barrel 338 semi-autos and did a pile of testing on them, both for endurance through recoil and as well as what you're talking about, huge high sensitivity and low as far as temperature. Absolutely. Outstanding. And they work great. They flying color straight through it. He said it was absolutely great little optic. Absolutely. Well, you know, with this this Tac-Grip gun here, they also are going to be offering these in a wide variety of different configurations. They'll offer them in a pistol format, rifle format. Obviously, this one's a machine gun, the one that we've been shooting for you today. With the way it's set up, obviously, it's a machine gun, but it's always neat to watch things go fast. So let's do it. Let's do it. All right.